Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this. Something seismic is happening right now in the NFL, and if you think you've seen it all, think again. I'm talking about a move so bold, so unexpected, it could reshape the entire NFC East and send shockwaves through the league. I've got insider intel, confidential sources, and whispers from the highest levels of the NFL hierarchy, and what I'm about to reveal will blow your mind. But here's the catch. You have to stay with me all the way through because this isn't just a rumor, it's a revelation. If you're a real fan, if you breathe this game, you'll want to listen closely because what I'm about to lay out might just be the biggest story of the 2026 offseason. And trust me, what's coming next is even bigger than what you think you already know. But first, if you want to be one of the insiders, if you want to get the real scoop before it hits the mainstream, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and turn on your notifications now. Because what I'm about to share isn't for everyone. It's for those who want to be ahead of the curve, those who want to understand what's really happening behind the scenes. This is the kind of story that separates the casual fans from the true insiders. So if you're ready to get in on the ground floor, if you're ready to see what's coming, stay tuned, because this is going to be a ride you'll never forget. Now, let's dive into the background. The Philadelphia Eagles, a team famously led by coach Nick Sirianni and GM Howie Roseman, has been a franchise on the rise. After back-to-back playoff appearances, a Super Bowl victory in LIX, and a roster filled with young talent and veteran grit, they seem poised for yet another deep run. But behind the scenes, whispers of a major shakeup have been swirling for weeks. It's not just about adding players, it's about reconfiguring the entire puzzle, and one name keeps popping up in these clandestine talks: Tyler Lockett. Yes, Tyler Lockett. The veteran wideout who spent 9 seasons in Seattle, moving through an evolution from explosive YAC machine to a more refined route technician, now might be the key piece in one of the NFL's most surprising trades this offseason. Right now, as we stand on May 31, 2026, Lockett is officially a free agent. His last stint was with the Raiders after a turbulent season with the Titans, where he briefly played before being released in October 2025. But sources close to the league tell me that the Eagles, yes, the very team that's been building so aggressively, are not just interested. They're actively negotiating in secret to bring Lockett into the fold. Now, why would they do that? What is the true motive behind such a bold move? And what does Lockett bring that the Eagles desperately need? Let me break down the details because this is where it gets fascinating. First, let's analyze Philadelphia's current state. The Eagles finished 11-6 last year, clinched the NFC East title, and went deep into the playoffs. But if you look beneath the surface, their receiver core still has some vulnerabilities. Jahan Dotson is promising but still developing, while A.J. Brown remains a top-tier receiver. The team lacks a true veteran slot threat who can excel in tight coverage and create mismatches inside. Dallas Goedert, their TE1, is excellent, but he's more of a yards-after-catch option and red zone threat than a precise route runner in the slot. The passing game, despite strong play from Sam Howell, can become predictable when defenses clamp down on the outside. Analytics show that the Eagles need a receiver who can create separation in tight windows, someone with elite route running and reliable hands, and that's exactly where Lockett's strengths shine brightest. At 33, he's not a burner in the traditional sense, inside, in the slot, in high-percentage routes. His advanced metrics, still impressive. His catch radius remains solid, and his yards per route run, YPRR, in 2025 was above the league average for a receiver of his age. Plus, he's a clutch performer. Over his career, he's converted third downs, scored in critical moments, and maintained durability at a position that eats up hits. Now, don't forget, Lockett's value isn't just in the stats. His presence on the field commands respect from defenses. His veteran leadership, locker room influence, and understanding of multiple offensive systems make him a trusted guy for young quarterbacks like Howell. Philadelphia's offense under Sirianni emphasizes schematic versatility, motion, crossing routes, RPOs, and Lockett's skill set aligns perfectly with these concepts. But the real question is, how does this trade even become possible? Here's where the mechanics come into play, because it's not just about Lockett fitting into the Eagles' scheme. It's about the logistics, salary cap gymnastics, and trade compensation. Sources tell me that Philly is willing to part with a mid-round pick, likely a third or fourth, plus a conditional swap of later-round picks based on Lockett's performance and contract incentives. The tricky part is balancing his market value, which remains high given his production and veteran stature, against the Eagles' cap space. And here's the twist. Insiders hint that the Eagles are also considering restructuring contracts or involving some veteran players to make the deal work. For example, they might include a player like Quez Watkins or a draft pick swap to sweeten the pot. The NFL's salary cap for 2026 is a moving target, but given the league's massive revenue increases and salary cap hikes, teams are increasingly flexible with cap space manipulation. Philadelphia has been known for its savvy, and sources say Howie Roseman might be leveraging some creative tactics, such as extending some veteran contracts or converting salary into signing bonuses to create cap room for Lockett's deal, which could be worth around $6.8 million annually in incentives and base salary. Winners and losers. Well, obviously, the Eagles get a proven, reliable weapon on a team that's hungry for a veteran presence with game-breaking ability. The Raiders, who are still trying to find their identity after a tumultuous season, could get a mid-round pick in return, which they need to reload on young talent. The Titans? They're out of the picture now, having moved on from Lockett and focusing on their younger receivers. But the real question is, who else is involved behind the scenes? Could this be a sign that Philadelphia is planning a bigger offensive overhaul? And who else might be coming in? Now here's where the plot thickens, because the fit isn't just scheme compatibility, it's cultural and strategic. The Eagles are known for their innovative offense, and adding a player like Lockett isn't just about the present. It's about sending a message. They're saying, we're not just winning now, we're setting the foundation for long-term dominance. By acquiring a veteran who's played in big moments, they reinforce the message of grit, intelligence, and resilience. And let's be honest, Lockett's relationship with the Seahawks and his leadership in the locker room have been a blueprint for what Philadelphia is building. A team that values character, talent, and the hunger to win. But what about the future? Suppose this trade goes through. How does Lockett fit with the Eagles' scheme? Well, his route agility and ability to stretch defenses vertically set up opportunities for Jahan Dotson and A.J. Brown. Defensive coordinators will have a hard time game planning against a trio that includes these explosive weapons. Plus, Lockett's experience could be pivotal in high-pressure moments, especially in the postseason. And remember, Philadelphia's offensive staff has already shown they're not afraid to innovate. Adding a player like Lockett could unlock even more creative formations, motion, and routes that leave defenses scrambling. Projected impact. If Lockett stays healthy, and that's a big if at his age, he could rack up 50-plus receptions, close to 600 yards, and key third-down conversions for the Eagles. Worst case, he provides veteran leadership and a reliable fallback in tight game situations. Best case, he becomes the secret weapon that elevates Philly's offense from good to unstoppable, forcing defenses to double-team Brown and Dotson, opening up big plays over the middle and in the red zone. Now, before I wrap this up, let me give you my final verdict. Honestly, this trade makes perfect sense for the Eagles' long-term vision. They're not just trying to patch holes, they're building a juggernaut with versatility and veteran savvy. And if insiders are right, and trust me, I have sources you wouldn't believe, this move might just be the beginning of a winter of fireworks. The NFL is watching, and the league's worst-kept secret is that Philly is making a bold statement. They're here to stay, and they're willing to go all in. So what should you watch for? Keep an eye on negotiations, the draft picks involved, and any leaks about further offensive upgrades. We could see the official announcement in the next few weeks, but the signs are all pointing to one thing. Tyler Lockett in green, fitted perfectly into Sirianni's system, could be the move that defines this franchise for years to come. And if this trade happens, it won't just be a chapter, it'll be a new legend written into Eagles history. The future is bright, the stakes are higher than ever, and trust me, what's coming next will be remembered for generations. Because in the game of football, as in life, it's all about who dares to dream big. And with Lockett's addition, Philly is dreaming bigger than ever. Stay tuned, my friends, because the greatest story is only just beginning.